So what's this whole concept of vertical integration? I mean, I talk about this quite a bit. My team is like, Jared, that's literally like how we've been able to do everything, is this whole model where we launch companies, and inside of any company there's always these gaps. And these gaps represent resistance to scale, resistance to growth. That's what the gaps represent. And because I stand against resistance and friction in business, what I do is I launch new companies to fill these gaps. For example, CILA Labs launches. It's a tech incubator where we're literally partnering with people that have ideas and launching tech companies with them. One of those gaps was the fact that some of our co-founders were struggling with early stage financing. So we filled that gap by launching an angel investor network where people can join a network and then invest in our ideas. One of the other gaps that I saw was we get pitched a lot, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. And I wanted to make sure that we were saying yes to the right deals. Now, I've been very conservative with what we said yes to up to this point, but there are some no's that maybe should have been a yes, but I just wasn't certain enough and our team wasn't sure, and we didn't want to take the bet. So what we've now launched is what we call BOOYAH Fund, and BOOYAH Fund is a crowd funding platform. It's a place where we can literally post our ideas and people like you can say whether or not you think it's worthwhile. And you can even back it financially and get early access to whatever that thing is that we're building. It's like Indiegogo, but we've built it for ourselves. This is vertical integration, and you might say to yourself, well, that's because, Jared, you're this crazy tech entrepreneur that just keeps launching companies. It has nothing to do with me being a crazy tech entrepreneur that launches companies. It's me being aware of where the gaps are within a company. And once I can fill those gaps, I put a stakeholder in place to ensure that there's ownership around the solution. So for you, as a chiropractor, if one of your gaps is that when people are calling up your office, they're not having the kind of experience that you ultimately desire, which means they're not actually coming into the practice, what you need to do is vertically integrate. Create a business opportunity inside of that gap for somebody to own. Like they're the CEO of answering phone calls to welcome people to get them to schedule an appointment. If you're a business coach, if you're in the network marketing industry, if you're a dentist, if you're anyone, real estate, financial services, landscaping, I can guarantee you there's gaps in your business. The key is to find the gap, create the solution, and give somebody else the responsibility to own it. You don't have to launch a new business every single time you do this. I do, but that's just how I structure things. You just need a stakeholder, someone that cares about that gap as much as you care about the vision. And if you can find that person to fill that gap and give them the ability to run with that solution, you're going to begin to benefit from the power of vertical integration, where you're integrating different pieces to build this world-class puzzle and having different stakeholders involved that have ownership around that one specific thing. The outcome is your version of an empire. And that's exactly how I do it. I'm going to do a ton of training on this in the future, but I wanted to plant this seed right here, right now, so you can begin to assess where are my gaps and who can I plug in to own the gap so they're the stakeholder that's responsible for the solution. Love and appreciate you always. Remember, together we achieve more. Bye for now.